special.
Yes.
Our first question is, how are you going to be spending Black History Month? How do you intend to spend Black History Month?
I intend to spend Black History Month the same way that I've been spending Black History Month every year, which is to go to as many events as possible and connect with as many Black Canadian communities as possible from coast to coast to coast. As you know, Black communities in Canada spread out in every province and territory in Canada, and I will try my best to include events in my schedule for Black History Month everywhere that I go on the month of February. And obviously, I mean, my engagement with Black Canadian communities happens every month, but we make an extra special effort for Black History Month to do more engagement in recognition of all the events that are planned by Black communities from coast to coast to coast.
Yeah, and you happen to be a Black leader, political leader in Canada. Your government have been in power for some time now. Definitely, there have been lots of stuff that you heard in the community and things that you guys have been doing. What are some of the things that you want to highlight that you guys have done to tackle some of the issues facing the Black communities in Canada?
Well, first of all, in 2018, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau became the first sitting Prime Minister in Canadian history to acknowledge the reality of systemic racism and committing Canada to tackle that. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is also the first Prime Minister in Canada to sign on to the United Nations International Decade for People of African Descent. It's not just signing on to a declaration, but there's actually commitments that come with that. And out of that commitment came a number of different programs and investments that our government has made in Black Canadian communities from coast to coast to coast. The first one being the Black Entrepreneurship Program to help Black Canadian small and medium-sized businesses to survive COVID and thrive and expand and create jobs for all of us. The second one is the Supporting Black Canadian Communities Initiative, which I was part of in my time as Minister for Families, Children and Social Development. That program has delivered dozens and dozens of projects to Black Canadian communities across Canada, both to build infrastructure as well as capacity for Black Canadian community organizations, charities, and nonprofits. It's also enhanced the ability of the larger Black Canadian community organizations to manage the funds and actually disperse the money and be in a position to choose the projects to support. So supporting Black Canadian Communities Initiative is truly for Black Canadians, by Black Canadians initiative. And then the other one is the Black Canadian Philanthropic Endowment Fund. This is an amazing program that has ensured the establishment of an endowment fund that will fund Black Canadian nonprofits and charities for years and years to come. We've also done a lot of work on procurement reform so that Black Canadian Black Canadian businesses, as well as other businesses owned by racialized Canadians, can have access to government contracts and service provision opportunities. We've also done a lot on making sure that we revamp and renew Canada's anti-racism strategy. And then we've also expanded our ability to fund community organizations who are doing programs as well as events through the Anti-Racism Initiative and the Community Support Program within Heritage. So there's a lot. I mean, I haven't even gotten to everything, but as a government, really, we've done a lot of work, but of course, there's more work to be done. On housing, for example, we set up a Black Canadian carve-out to support capacity building within Black Canadian communities to build affordable housing. And I was able to do that in my time as housing minister. So a lot has happened, but we need to do more, and our government is committed to doing more as well.
Mr. Hussen, you guys have done probably the most of any government in the history of Canada for the Black community. But the issues now become sustaining some of these initiatives. So correct. SBCCI has been renewed for a year. What we are hearing from the community, they want to see it long-term. ecosystems, some organizations are going to be running out in some few months from now, which arguably has had one of the most important impacts in our community, in the business climate and the business ecosystem in the Black community that is looking at developing. Are we going to see some more resources channeled to this kind of projects that have been very impactful?
Well, I am very supportive of SBCCI because I believe that it's a great program. And of course, I join my colleagues in the Black Canadian Caucus and others who are supportive of continuing to support SBCCI. So we'll see what the budget comes up with, but absolutely that is something that we're all pushing for. And we've heard loudly from the community that that's a program that they would like to see put on a sustainable path for many, many years.
Yeah, so that is for the community side. For the social side, the business side, the ecosystem, some organizations are running out. Are we going to see more support towards that as well?
I think, again, that program is extremely important in terms of supporting those businesses. I believe our government's commitment is to sustain that program. How to do that through building the capacity of Black Canadian community organizations themselves to disperse the money is something that I think we've done, which is groundbreaking. And I believe that with that kind of support, I don't see how we will stop doing that. I believe we will continue to do that.
Yeah, okay. So a young Black boy or girl watching you who came in as a refugee, Black Canadian, and has